Hello everyone, my name's Sammy and welcome to today's yoga practice. Today our focus will be on creating energy, so warming up that body ready to go for the day or the evening, whenever you're doing this practice. So this one will be good if you've just woken up or you're feeling a little bit sluggish. We're going to do this by way of poses, our breath work, and a nice positive mindset as well. So this will be, seeing it's the beginning of the year, it's the 2nd of January, this might be a good practice to think of an intention that you may like to have for the rest of 2025. Don't get too involved with that. If it doesn't manifest during this practice, that's okay. But yeah, so if you're wanting to set an intention, the opportunity is there, okay? So grab any props that will bring comfort and support. So I'm sitting on a bolster just to take the discomfort off my back. I find it a bit uncomfortable sitting on the floor. And our last pose, we will be requiring head support. So things you could use are cushions or a rolled up blanket, or if you have a bolster or even a yoga block, something to pop underneath the head. So without further ado, let's begin. We'll just get a little bit mindful, so taking some quiet time. So again, getting into a nice comfortable position. You don't have to cross the legs. You can actually be lying down for this if you want to. If this helps be a little bit more centered, get into a position that makes you feel grounded as well, okay? So we'll shut the eyes or soften the gaze. Feel our connection with our body to the ground, in whatever position you're at, and start to bring our awareness to the breath, moving without any effort, with its sole intention to nourish our body. And you may like to do a little bit of a body scan here. Maybe you like to start from the crown of your head, traveling down your body to your tippy toes and fingertips, and just bring your awareness to how your body feels physically and emotionally. Are you holding any tightness or tension? Or are you feeling a little sluggish today and ready to get moving? Taking those nice, steady, even breaths without pushing it. Just letting it happen naturally. And taking some time to reflect on how you're feeling right now and how the past year's been for you maybe. And letting go of anything that doesn't serve you at this present moment. Feel it release with every exhale. And then with every inhale, you may like to visualize breathing in opportunity, loving kindness to ourselves and those around us. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to open the eyes or wiggle the toes, whatever brings you into a more animated state. And then we're going to bring our bodies into our practice. Okay, so let's get a little bit of movement happening. We'll start from the top and work our way down, and then start easing into our practice here. So tucking the chin towards the throat and gently letting the head fall forward. And just noticing how the back of our neck feels. We want to keep a bit of a gap in the front of our throat so that breath can move easily in and out of the body. And then on your next inhale, when you're ready, we're lifting the chin up. And again, making sure that we've got space in the back of the neck this time as we lift our nose to the ceiling. Just relaxing the arms, grounded through the sit bone. And then we're going to do a couple more of these using the breath to guide us. On the exhale, tuck the chin, roll the head down. And on the inhale, lifting the chin up, drawing the nose to the ceiling. So with any guided breath work, exhale, tuck and roll. And inhale, lift. You're quite okay to let that guided breath work go and go at your own breath. On the next exhale, bring your head to look forward and we'll do a few side turns of the head. So on the next inhale, it's lifting high through the crown, grounded to the seat. And we're going to turn to the right. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, turn to the left. Smooth, steady breaths. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, turn to the left. This will be our last one. Inhale to center. Beautiful. Okay, so let's move on to the shoulders. We're just going to do some nice steady shoulder circles. And changing direction. Beautiful. Getting those nice shoulder joints warmed up, and then let's get the elbows going. Smooth circles, changing direction. We can even bring the wrists into this, give them a little bit of a twirl. Okay, let's bring the hands to the front, gently clasping them, and then we'll make some little wrist circles for this. Maybe side to side, opening and shutting the hands. Beautiful. So from here, we'll pop our hands on our lap. We're going to do some seated cat-cows from here. So we'll hollow out the belly and tuck the hips and the chin as we come into our seated cat. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come into our seated cow. So we'll bring the heart forward, the belly, draw the shoulders back. Exhale to tuck or round into our seated cat, our Mudra Asana. And inhale into our seated cow, our Uttanasana. Let's do one more of each. So getting that spine nice and warmed up. And last one, drawing those shoulders back, belly forward, chest forward. And we'll come back to seated. Now let's add some rotations here and we'll bring the arms into it as well. So we'll take a nice big inhale, stretch up through the rib cage, turn towards our right, look over the right shoulder, and we'll keep moving with this one. Inhale up and over to the left. Inhale, find that length in the spine. Exhale. Feel the energy rise from the floor into our body as we turn to the left. And then one more inhale up, and then we're going to put the hands down by our side. So we'll add some side bends onto this. So we'll start to bend to the right as we inhale, pick up the left hand, again finding length from hip to armpit to fingertip. And exhale over. So as we're bending over, we want to keep that left bottom grounded to the floor. Inhale up, exhale over, grounding that right bottom cheek. Inhale up, exhale over, grounding the left bottom cheek. Inhale up, last one, exhale over. Beautiful. From here, we're going to warm up the lower back a little bit more, popping our hands gently on our lap. And you can do these like with our legs out in front as well. So if you're finding your legs are getting a little bit kind of over being knotted up into a bow, pop your legs out in front and you can do the same thing, okay? All right, so from here, we're going to just make some circles for the lower back. So you may like to tuck the chin as you come back and then jut the chin forward as you go forward. You can make these as elaborate as you like. Get the elbows involved. Keeping those sit bones grounded to the floor. We can let the head flop around, open up the side of the neck, and then changing direction when you're ready. So have a little play here. Add any movement that feels good and nourishes your body and your mind and your heart. There's no rules for this one. You just do what feels good. And then when you're ready, coming up to stillness, let's get some movement for the hips. So I'm going to come off my bolster and I'll turn a little bit to the side. Find that organized. All right. So from here, we're just making some windshield wipers. So you can lean back and feel nice and relaxed with this one, or if you want to get a little bit of the core activated with this one, you can have your hands off the floor. It's entirely up to you. And we're just making those windshield wipers. And again, make them as big a movement as your body needs. So you can take your hands off the floor and get a little bit more core activation here. Beautiful. So let's get the knees warmed up, picking up a knee, just bending and straightening that knee. Nice, moving onto the ankles, few circles, flexing and pointing. And wiggling those toes, wakey, wakey. Beautiful. And then let's do the same to the other side. So again, bending and pointing, making those circles. Flexing and pointing, wiggling toes. Beautiful, lovely. Okay, so should be all nice and warmed up. I'm going to grab a quick drink here, and when I see you next, we'll be in tabletop. So popping those hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll zip up the belly towards the spine and really push through those fingertips as well. So thinking of that energy from the earth coming up through the palms, the fingertips, the knees, the top of our feet. And from here, let's move into some cat-cows. So tuck the hips and chin. So we did this while we were sitting, but now we're going to do it on our hands and knees. And then inhale as we lift to come into cow. Take your time, exhale as we come into our cat again, really reaching that upper, middle, lower back. Inhale into our Uttanasana, lifting the tailbone and the gaze. One more of each, lifting, reaching, and inhale, here we go. Nice. From the next exhale, let's get a bit of rotation for the spine here, so waking up that back. Inhale, picking up that right hand, turn to the right, lifting up. You can even pop your hand on the hip for this one. You're feeling a little tight in the shoulders. Exhale, tuck that right hand behind the left hand, keeping the bottom nice and high over the knees, and we can either hover the head above the ground or we can rest the head and ear towards that mat. Let's get a little flowy with this one. Inhale, turn to the right, lifting up. Exhale, tuck and reach. Smooth, steady, even breaths. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, tucking. Beautiful. Coming back to our hands and knees, doing a little bit of a reset here, and let's do it on the left hand side. So on your next inhale, we're going to lift the left hand, reach it up to the sky. Exhale, tuck and reach. Opening up the shoulder blade. Inhale as we open up the chest. Exhale, tuck and reach. One more each of these. Inhale, stretching and reaching. And last tuck on the exhale. Beautiful. Coming back into our hands and knees. Let's get a little bit of spiral flexion here as we wag our tail. So our right knee to toe is our doggy tail. We're going to wag our tail round to the right on the next exhale. So with an inhale as we prepare our body, lifting the upper back to the ceiling. Exhale, pick up that right toe and wag it round to the right. Inhale, wag it back to where we began. Exhale, wag it to the left. Inhale, wag it back to the start. Here we go, two more on each side. Exhale, wag to the right. Inhale, wag the toe back to the start. Exhale, wag to the left. Inhale, back to the beginning. One more of each, wagging to the right. And back we go. Inhale, wag to the left. And back to our tabletop, our Varmanasana. So from here, we're going to give our calves a little bit of movement and stretch as well. So if you want to, you can come down onto your forearms and give your wrists a little break. It's up to you. You can stay on your hands if that feels more comfortable for you. We'll take the right foot out the back. We'll move up the mat a little bit here. So gently pushing the heel down towards the ground. We're not trying to strain this one too much. You have to be very careful of our calves. They can be quite sensitive. And then we're going to ease off a little bit. So we're just going to go in from a nice gentle stretch on the exhale. And then inhale, lift it off. Exhale, gently depressing the heel towards the ground. And then let's lift it off. One more. Gently pushing down. And then letting it off. Lovely. Let's do the left side. So popping that left ball of the foot on the ground, gently pushing it down towards the floor. Inhale, letting it go. Exhale, just being nice and steady. We've got to be kind to our Achilles. And let it go. One more of each. Gently pushing it down. And coming up. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to come into our child's pose, Balasana. Add any support that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. An option for this, obviously, is putting something under the knees. So if you haven't done that already, is popping something under the knees just for, take the pressure off the floor. But also putting something between your thighs and the back and your calves, okay? Just to lift the hips a little bit. So our focus for our child's pose is to open up the side of the body and down under the armpits as well for this. So we're going to do some side reaches for our child's pose. So walking the hands forward and the tailbone towards the back, really reaching. We'll keep this one nice and active because we are trying to wake ourselves up. So let's keep the elbows off the ground for this one. Just hover the head above the floor. Thinking about drawing the tailbone towards the back of the mat, the fingertips towards the front. Taking another breath here. And then after your next inhale, we've prepared with that inhale, we're going to exhale, start to walk the hands around to the left-hand side. So we're opening up the right side of our bodies. So we're still grounding that right bottom on the back of your legs or your bolster, if you're sitting on that, or your cushion. And actually, let's rest into this a little bit. We can relax the head on here, but keep that right arm lifted off the ground. Notice where you're feeling this lengthening down the side of our body, the right side of our body. And then we're going to start to walk the hands around to the front. Beautiful. So we've got our head off the mat for this one as we come back to neutral. And from here, before we come round to the right, we're going to wake up the hands a little bit more by coming onto the fingertips, lifting our palms off the floor, and then popping our hands down completely on the ground. So inhale, we'll lift up, create tension from armpit to wrist to fingertip, and then hands down. And notice where else you can feel this. I'm actually feeling this along my back every time I get onto my fingertips. But you might be quite different with where you're noticing your movement. Now let's come round to the right. So on your inhale, to prepare, on the exhale, we'll start to walk the hands around to the right. Keep that left hand side bottom connected to the legs or your cushion. Oh my words, I'm having trouble getting my words out this morning. They're a little bit sleepy. So again, noticing where you're feeling this. We can let that forehead soften to the ground, but keep the left arm off the floor. Couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, start to walk the hands forward and we'll gently push ourselves up onto our knees. Take the hands off the floor. From here, we'll do a little bit of a seated camel. So we can pop our hands on our hips for this one. Draw the shoulder blades up towards the ears and back and down, lifting the heart towards the ceiling. If you want to let go of those hands, you can let them just hang there, touch the ground. So we're shining the heart up. We have length in the back of the neck as well as the front of the neck. You may like to shut the eyes with this one. opening up the front of that chest. So we'll get a little flowy from here. We're going to go from this position, a kind of seated hero camel pose, to a child's pose. We'll bring the arms down by the side of the leg on the exhale. So inhale, heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, sweep the hands over the head. Then we're going to sweep them back down by our legs. I'm going to get rid of my bolster for this one. And now we're going to inhale, sitting on the back of our legs, sweep the arms back, shining the heart up and forward. And exhale, sweeping the hands down, coming into that child's pose. One more of each. Inhale, sweeping up, opening the heart. Exhale, sweeping over, coming into that child's pose. Beautiful. Let's start to walk ourselves up to a nice comfortable seated position. Okay, so we've moved our spine in a few different ways here. We're going to take a little bit of a drink break and then we'll come down onto the floor. All right, I'm back. You're probably wondering why I have so many drink breaks. I'm actually filming in quite a small room and it's summer here at the moment, so it's a bit toasty, so that's why I'm having little drink breaks. So we've got to always listen to our body and take those breaks when we need it. So from here, let's come down onto the floor. So slowly easing down. We're going to do a few hip openers for this one. So we can rest our head on the back of our arms, just resting here. Let's have our legs behind us to start. So just getting nice and comfortable here. You may even want to wiggle the hips to settle in. So from here, we're going to bend the right knee. I'll just make sure my bolster's out of the way for this one. Pop that over there for later. I'm going to bend the right knee and take it out to the right hand side. Actually, I might start with the left first so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to bend the left knee and take it out to the side. So we're trying to open up the hips here on the left. Okay, so we'll keep that right hip grounded to the mat, relaxing that head on the back of the arms. And we're going to keep moving with this one. We don't want to be too stationary because we're trying to wake things up. So from here, we're going to exhale, straighten the leg down. And we'll do the same thing on the right hand side. So inhale, lift that right knee up towards the elbow. And then exhale, bring that knee down. Inhale, drag that right knee up towards the left, that left knee up towards the left elbow. And bring that left knee down till we've got straight legs. Inhale, bring the right knee to right elbow and then dragging it down. And one more on each side, left knee up to the left hand side and then dragging the leg straight, right knee and dragging the right leg down till it's nice and straight. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to come into a couple of locust pose, but we'll just do the upper body one for the start. So we'll let the head rest on the mat. Bring the hands down by your side with the palms facing. And on the next inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then bring them back down. So our shoulder blades are joining together. Start to lift the chest off the floor, but keep that neck nice and long. So from here also, we will push the toes into the top of the toes into the mat, lift the kneecaps, and keep those glutes and legs switched on. And then exhale, melt the body to the ground. So we'll do a couple of these in a nice, even, steady breath. Inhale, draw the shoulders back and down, lifting up the chest just a little bit off the mat. Bottom part of our body is switched on. Exhale, release. Inhale, opening the chest, keeping those legs and glutes active. Exhale, release. Let's do one more of these. Using those nice strong back muscles, switching the glutes on. Exhale, release. Beautiful. We can bring those hands back around to the front, stack them again, put our forehead on top of our stacked hands. And then from here, we're going to flex our ankles, so the top of our toes are into the ground or just under the big toe. And we're going to inhale, lift up the right foot, draw the right heel to the right bottom. exhale, release. So doing a bit of a hammy curl here, and then draw the left and then release. Draw the right to the right bottom and then release. Draw the left to the left bottom and then release. Inhale, draw the right to the right bottom and then release. Inhale, draw the left to the left bottom. Exhale, release. Beautiful. From here, we're going to kick our legs. Look, we're swimming at the swimming pool. So just give our legs a little flutter. Switching those glutes on, those legs on. Little flutter kicks. Waking everything up. We'll do a few more here. And then relax. Beautiful. From here, we can just wiggle those hips, settle them out a little bit. And then when we're ready, coming to stillness, we'll roll onto our back. So this is where we're going to need some head support soon. We've got a couple of variations on rotations. And then, yeah, the last one will need a head support. So the first one, you'll be okay. I mean, it's up to you if you want to have a head support for this one, but... All right, so from here, we're just going to take the arms a little bit away from the body with the palms face down. We'll ground those shoulder blades to the floor. From here, a bit of space between each feet and the knees. We'll just do some windshield wipers. So we'll get a little bit of activity in this by not stopping and pausing, but we can use the breath to guide us. We can inhale, come to the center. Exhale, bend the legs to one side. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. So again, making these as elaborate as you like. You can have your legs closer together or further apart, it's up to you. Beautiful, just getting some nice gentle movements for the spine here. And then let's do one more. And one more. Beautiful. Okay, so we're still doing a spinal rotation here, but we're actually going to move the upper part of our spine and keep the lower part fixed. So grabbing your head support, and then we want to make sure our whole of our head's supported. Let's start on the right hand side, or actually let's start on the left. So we'll start on the left side. So you can see what you can face each other. See what I'm doing? We're going to take our left arm out to the side, prop our right hand on top, keep our legs glued together. So our legs are making a bit of a lightning bolt shape here. So heels in line with hips, in line with head. On our inhale, we're going to lift up that right hand. When we reach the top, we're going to exhale, come over to the right. Now I'm feeling a little bit tight in the upper back, so I'm just going to bring my hand to my hip for this one. And then on the next inhale, we're going to come to the center and then exhale to replace. Inhale, lifting that right hand up, keeping that left leg glued to the floor. Exhale, opening up the chest. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale to replace. Let's do one more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, opening up the right side of our body or the right side of our chest. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, placing hands on top of hands. And now we'll do the same to the other side. So I'm going to swap sides so I get to see you beautiful people. All right, so getting that head support. So we've got the left side of our body glued to the floor. We've got that lightning bolt shape, heels, hips, and head. Left hand on top of right hand. We're going to inhale, lift up that hand. Exhale, opening up the chest on the left hand side. Inhale, lifting up the hand. Exhale to replace. Let's do 3 more of these. These are really nice to do, I think. Exhale to open. Inhale to lift. exhale to replace, keeping those legs glued to each other, glued to the floor. And open. Inhale up. And I think we've got one more. Inhale, lifting up that arm to the ceiling. Exhale, opening up that upper body. Inhale up. Exhale to close. Beautiful. So I'll move my bolster. We're going to do a bit of a stretch here, like a full body tension stretch, and then we'll come into Shavasana. Okay, so lying on your back. On our next inhale, we're going to lift our arms above our head as much as we feel comfortable and create tension right through the whole body. So tension in toes, legs, hips, tummy, chest, arms, face, everything, okay? And then on the exhale, we're gonna melt the body to the ground and let everything relax. So here we go. Getting nice and settled here. Inhale, reaching up and stretching, extending tension muscles on. Exhale, letting it go. I might have to move down a little bit here. Inhale, tension in the feet, the legs, body, arms, face, squinch that up. Exhale, let it go. Relax, release. Last one. Everything's on fire, ready to go, full of energy. Face, legs, everything. Exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take some time out for ourselves. Have a little bit of relaxation here. Reap the benefits of our practice. So for this one here, seeing I've got my bolster handy, I'm going to pop it under my knees. Take some time to get comfortable. There's no rush. Okay, so from here, pop your arms into a position that feels good. I'm a bit of a fan for putting my hands on my heart space, on my belly, just so I can feel the breath rise and fall and feel a sense of connection. But you just put your arms wherever they feel comfortable. Now let's just take a few releasing breaths, letting go. Taking that nice gentle inhale in through the nose or mouth. And releasing. Taking an inhale in and letting it go. And then just coming back into your comfortable breath, your natural breath. Feeling that gentle energy flow in the body with every breath. I'm going to be quiet now for a minute, and when it's time to awaken, I'll let you know. And then when you're ready, taking your time, begin to bring some movement back to the body. Wiggling fingers or toes, maybe circling the ankles and wrists. Maybe coming back into that tension release. Stretch, tension, exhale, let it go. Taking a bend in the knee, rolling over to your side. Using those strong arms to push up to a nice comfortable position. And then when you're ready, I would love for you to join me by bringing your hands to your heart space with a gentle bow as we thank our beautiful and amazing bodies for moving and for being still, for our breaths for nourishing us, and for our minds for guiding and supporting us. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice, and the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Again, thank you. If you had fun with today's practice, please like or subscribe or share. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye.